Hey Jake, Gang here. Can I be honest with you guys? I kinda hate April Fools. The holiday itself doesn't hurt my feelings, but man if it doesn't get annoying to be spammed with videos that are clearly just vehicles for Rick Astley advertising. So you know what I'm gonna do about it? I'm gonna go meta. I'm gonna prank all of you by not pranking you and actually making the video I'm advertising. Hope you guys are ready to get pranked, because today we're talking about potential Henry Stickmin content in Fraymakers, and hopefully cashing out on Among Us hype while we're at it. We're going to get moving as soon as possible, but before we start, I want to clarify two things that set this franchise apart. One, I've already talked about a stage before, and two, it's not an action game series. As such, we're going to have to go all in and discuss every aspect of this character possible. Let's begin. For anybody who's not up to date on Henry Stickmin, which seems impossible, but you never know, it's a series of Flash games that recently got remastered and put in a bundle with the final Stickmin game, Completing the Mission, on Steam. They're known for some solid slapstick humor and references. So the goal of this design for Henry is to create an intentionally comedic character that doesn't lack competitive viability. For this reason, a lot of Stickmin's moves are going to involve a lot of setup or deal damage to Henry himself, but have some serious damage output in return. Henry's stage intro is going to be the warp item from infiltrating the airship. Henry uses the warp item to slam into the stage before shaking off his trauma and assuming a fighting stance. For the neutral special, Henry chucks a grenade into the air, which results in a small blast in front of him. However, if he performs the input again, Henry pulls out a taser and shoots the grenade, causing a blast that's much larger, deals much more damage, and launches Henry backwards, without damaging him. For the side special, Henry hops on a scooter, driving it directly at the opponent, and upon a second input, jumps off, leaving it to crash into them. If Henry's still on the scooter when it hits an opponent, they both take damage. In addition, the scooter can set off the down special if need be. For the down special, Henry leaves a pack of C4 on the ground, which can damage opponents when activated. It can also be activated remotely or automatically via timer. The real damage, however, is the rubble it knocks up, which can damage both Henry and his opponents. Henry has simultaneously the best and worst recovery in the game. The anti-gravity cap is essentially putting yourself in a beetle from Smash 4. You can recover from pretty much anywhere, but if you don't mash out, you'll definitely SD. For Henry's side smash, he'll use the sticky grenade from Stealing the Diamond. Henry does his best Mario impersonation, switching a burst of flame for a sticky grenade that knocks both Henry and the opponent back in opposite directions. For the down smash, Henry picks up a diffused bomb from Stealing the Diamond and drops it right on the opponent's foot, similar to Villager's bowling ball. For the up smash, Henry unscrews a propane tank and chucks it upwards, at which point it explodes, pushing Henry into the ground and opponents further into the air. For the nair, Henry grabs a flail from Stealing the Diamond and, well, flails it all around him for decent knockback. For the fair, Henry slashes out with the knife from Completing the Mission. This deals light damage, but the animation is very efficient. For the bear, Henry whips around it with the sniper rifle and no-scopes anyone behind him. It's pretty slow, but it's got plenty of range. For the dare, Henry stomps downwards with enough force to take down a missile launcher, or a large fish man if need be. It's pretty much exactly like Ganondorf's. And for the up air, Henry fires a long shot upwards which covers about a fifth of the vertical screen distance and yanks himself upwards before throwing the opponent downwards. For the S tilt, Henry takes a quick horizontal swing with the crowbar from escaping the prison. For the down tilt, Henry launches a rocket directly downwards, which spikes and pushes Henry into the air, similar to a short hop. For the up tilt, Henry swings a wrench directly upwards. If it makes contact with any items that detonate on a timer, such as Henry's own C4, it resets the timer. This is in reference to TF2. For the forward throw, Henry pushes the opponent away before chucking a grenade at him, blasting them back further. For the back throw, Henry jams the opponent into a slingshot, which deals damage upon impact unless they tech off the ground. For the down throw, Henry places the opponent in a gravity bubble, which damages them bit by bit for a small moment similar to Ness's down throw. And for the up throw, Henry chucks the opponent upwards into a Donkey Kong barrel, which launches them upwards proportionately to their damage percent. For Henry's jab, he assumes his blade form from Completing the Mission, turning his arm into a cybernetic lance and stabbing outwards. For his pummel, Henry summons his spirit from completing the mission to pummel the ever-loving hell out of anyone in his way. For his dash attack, Henry dashes forward with a plastic ball item from infiltrating the airship, and transforms it into a spike ball to eliminate any momentum and create an active hitbox. For Henry's super move, Henry radios in Charles, who executes the greatest plan. That is, by crashing a helicopter directly into the stage. This is one of the strongest supers in the game. Unfortunately, it can also hurt Henry, so his goal is to focus on dodging the attack while pushing other players into it. For the side taunt, Henry yanks a money bag over himself before taking it off to resume the fight. For the down taunt, Henry busts out the teleporter item and phases through reality, all while still existing on this plane of existence in case somebody needs to smack him around. And for the up taunt, Henry uses the distraction dance. It's pretty self-explanatory, but this could hypothetically go on forever unless Henry is attacked or cancels the taunt with his shield. We've never really talked about alternate costumes on this show, but I'd really like it if Ellie showed up as an alternate costume. It wouldn't affect the gameplay in any way, but it would have different voice lines. Henry's idle stance would have to be based on the position he takes during the Final Fantasy parody in infiltrating the airship. Lastly, I think Henry's most important gimmick doesn't actually come from his gameplay, it comes from his victory screen. For context, almost every Henry Stickmin playthrough ends with Henry receiving a rank for his efforts. These change depending on which route Henry takes, and this would be no different in Fraymakers. In this game, Henry would have different end-screen ranks depending on the last character to be KO'd in a match. If you beat Weltaro, you'd earn Gunfight Master. If you beat the Watcher, you'd earn Flying Undetected. If you beat Orcane, you'd earn Bubble Burster. If you beat Octodad, you'd earn Natural Pollutant. If you beat Fish Bungeon, you'd earn Leg Day Skipper. And if you beat Commander Video, you'd earn I'm the Commander Now. If you beat Henry in a Ditto match, you'd earn One True Henry. If you were playing as Henry and you beat Ellie, you'd earn No Longer Allies. If you were playing as Ellie and you beat Henry, you'd earn Ellie Remembered That. And if you played as Ellie and beat Ellie, you'd earn One True Ellie. For the assist, we've already used most of the important characters in the series, so let's go with Right Hand Man. His appearance will be based off his cyborg look from the Betrayed route of completing the mission, and he'll function like if you combined a remote bomb with a counter. When activated, Right Hand Man remains in a specific point on the stage. If he's not hit with an attack for, somewhere around 10 seconds, he'll just leave. However, if he's hit with a stray laser beam or punch or any type of attack, he'll teleport behind the attacker, loudly shout, "Nothing personnel, kid," and fire off a laser that'll smack him across the stage. To conclude, Henry's definitely not a traditional fighter, and there's a lot of risk and reward to his playstyle. But personally, I feel like that's the best way to represent these games. Forcing the player to learn through trial and error how to use these tools and achieve success is what Henry Stickmin is all about, and that's what I want to recreate with this concept. As such, Henry's not going to be easy to work with, but once a great player gets the hang of it, he'll soar far above the rest of the cast. Holy cow, that was a lot. Seriously, the basic concept portion of this document is longer than most of my scripts. Anyways, that's all I've got. Thank y'all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider doing the standard YouTube stuff, liking, subscribing, belling. My Twitter's in the description if you're interested. And that stuff really does help me gauge what's working and what you guys are finding interesting, and it's just nice to see. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.